Hello, hello.
I'm Anthony.
And I'm Amanda.
And we are AB Adventures.
And today we are going to be sharing with you
new installment of 5 Fun Facts with Anthony and Amanda.
So stick around. Our first one is the hidden speakers on Main Street. And this one, if you've ever noticed, when you're walking down Main Street, we all know the beautiful music that plays that just sets the atmosphere as you're going down Main Street.
Have you ever seen the speakers? Think about it.
So what they actually do is they put these hidden speakers throughout the buildings that are down Main Street. And so if you look up, you can actually see some of the window vanes and different kind of design pieces up there are actually masking the very, very large speakers that are behind it to project the sound through. So there you go, fun fact number one.
Yeah. Now let's head to the Haunted Mansion. And this is something that we just learned this past week that we think is really cool. In the early phases of planning for the Haunted Mansion, it went through a series of different stories.
So many.
Mm-hmm. And it's even been changed over the years since it released. One of the early stories of the Haunted Mansion was that the mansion actually belonged to a pirate who got married to a young bride. He retired, to the countryside, used his fortune to, build a name for himself. But he really wanted to keep it a secret that he was a pirate. He wouldn't let his bride into the attic. On their wedding day, in her wedding gown, she went up there and opened a lockbox, discovering that he was a pirate. And he was so enraged and so upset and scared about his secret getting out that he pushed her out the window and she fell to her death below. This is all a build up to the fun fact.
Right.
That the way that the doom buggy goes back and falls out of the attic is to emulate that, and then you have died and now you can see all the ghosts.
Yeah, and the ghosts are looking at you. There's one that particularly looks at you really shocked, and that's why, is because he's like, wow, you joined us.
You joined the dead.
Right. So really interesting. Again, there are so many stories that have changed over time, and since then they've added in the whole the bride was this mass murderer, and that's why all the pictures are there now. So that story doesn't exactly
fit more recent story.
Yeah, you don't really see that as much now, but when you go backwards,
that's why you fall out of the attic. That's why you go backwards. It's originally emulating that story.
Yep. Okay, traveling over to Liberty Square, we have this really interesting fun fact for you.
I think it's kind of gross.
But have you ever looked down to see the ground below you is actually brown? And the fun fact with this is that this is emulating the sewage that used to flow through the street. So back in olden times,
colonial days.
Yeah, when they didn't have good plumbing, a lot of times the sewage would just run out on the streets, and so that's why they had these kind of lips on the street where you could walk up above it. Sewage going through the area, actually, if you follow it, it starts over at the toilets. So there you go. Follow it all the way through, and that is there. And you can always have a fun little laugh when you see people from now on walking through the sewage.
Let's move away from that fun fact and kind of jump out of the Magic Kingdom for a second to the origin of, or one of the origins of, hidden Mickeys in the parks. And this goes back to when they were building Epcot. One of their directives was to not include Disney intellectual property in Epcot. Which is obviously that since, they've added different things into the parks, but the original intention was to keep it its own thing. The Imagineers wanted to infuse Disney into the park's design, and that's kind of where the concept of hidden Mickeys came from, is there were these Easter eggs around the park of, a little Mickey head here, or, little hints of something there.
Right.
And that's kind of where that idea grew out of.
The last one is our fun fact that's not a fun fact.
Myth. We're myth busting.
We're myth busting. So if you've watched any of our videos before, you may already know this one, but we want to share it anyway. And this is the fun fact that's not a fun fact, that the carousel that's in Fantasyland, there is a horse on there with a gold ribbon on the back, and so many people say that this is Cinderella's horse because it's Prince Charming's regal carousel and it just makes sense to them, and actually this is not Cinderella's horse. So if you found that out, sorry to let you down, but at the same time, it's not. So it's our fun fact that's not a fun fact.
Myth busted.
So if you want to hear more about that, we did do a video previously on it and you can find it linked above. That's all we have for you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out our Facebook page because we do live events every now and then.
They're fun.
Yeah.
We do like 20 questions, finish the lyric nights.
Call them Disney Nights In. You'll get a chance to win a prize sometimes. So make sure you go check that out. Like this video, share it out, and comment below. What are some fun facts you'd like to see in future videos, or something that you'd like to learn more about? We'd love to know.
So that's it. Yep. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and we will see you on the flip-flop.
So long.